Hi guys, welcome back. So today I want to tell us about understanding volunteering when it comes to scholarship application, what works and what doesn't work. Understand that volunteering is all about creating impact in the community, that is doing an unpaid work, right? The main purpose is helping the community, rendering a helping hand without getting paid, and also creating a positive impact. Now, a lot of people don't even understand all it takes to be a volunteer. So many of us has volunteered in one way or the other without knowing. And when it comes to um, stating it in their scholarship application, they find it so difficult doing so because they don't really understand that that job they did in their community without being paid is part of volunteering. That help they rendered in church without being paid is part of volunteering. So today, I want to explain it better to us that if you ever worked in the church, if you ever worked in your community, if you ever helped in organizing events in your community or environment, that is part of volunteering. So how do you present it in your application? The best way to do so is what? To make sure that you get a reference letter to back up your claim. So how do you do this? For example, if you volunteered in church, you have to go to your church leaders for a reference letter. If you volunteered in the community leaders are there, like the chiefs, the traditional rulers, even the chairman of your community or your village head can also act as a reference to your volunteering opportunity or application. So, what does a volunteer letter contain? First and foremost, you should make sure that the letter contains a letterhead, and also your reference must append a signature in the letter. Then your reference letter should contain your name, the job you did, the title, the impact you made in the community or in your organization, depending on where you volunteer. Volunteer doesn't really mean that it must be a big organization or it must be a big title. No. Like I said earlier, any job or any contribution you made in the community towards the development of the community without being paid is considered as a volunteer organization. Let's say, for example, those of us coming from Nigeria, after our undergraduate studies, we did a 1 year compulsory national youth service and we got involved in CDS. That 1 year CDS is part of volunteering. So the best thing to do is find the best way to explain yourself, the activities you did, and the time it was carried out, and what impact you made. Lest I forget, your reference letter should also contain the time frame you carried out the volunteering activity. It's very, very important. The takeaway in this lesson is this: every little impact you made in a community or in the society counts. But the thing is, find the best way around to present it in your scholarship or graduate school application. Thank you for listening. See you guys next time. Bye bye.